Hello, namaste. Thanks for coming back. We're going to do some stretching today. Find yourself in a seated position, cross-legged. Ground down by taking at least 3 deep breaths in and out. When you're done, reach your right arm up and over, and then your left arm as well. Again with the right side and the left. Good. One more time, right and left. Good. Next, both arms are going to reach up and namaste down. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, drop your arms. From here, you're going to meet me on your hands and your knees for a tabletop. Circling the hips, taking any natural movements your body wants to take. That can be going forward and back, side to side, or in circles. Find yourself in a downward facing dog. Take your time to stretch out your calves, your heel cord, and your hamstrings. We're going to be doing a hip flexor stretch next. So when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and take your right leg, reach it up towards the sky, and then step it forward between your hands. Twist open, reaching that right arm high. And then bring it back down. Now dropping that left knee, option to put a pillow or something comfortable under it, nice and soft. And here we get the hip flexor stretch on the left side. Notice how my knee is past my toes, that's okay here. And you're reaching your arms up to deepen the stretch. Lean forward and then send your hips back, straightening your right leg, heels down, toes up, facing towards the ceiling, getting a nice hamstring and calf stretch. When you're ready, we're going to return back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal it out, and when you're ready, left leg reaches up as you inhale and steps forward, exhale. Your left arm reaches high, staying here for at least 3 deep breaths. Bringing that left hand down. Dropping that right knee. Going for the hip flexor stretch here on the right side. If it feels good to stay at your knee, you can do that. Or if you'd like, bring your arms above your head. Make sure your back knee feels supported and comfortable. And you can even add a side body stretch like I'm doing here. Good. Drop your arms, send your hips back, straighten your left leg, heels down, toes up. Coming forward and finding your downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to drop your knees. Do a couple of hip motions here, so maybe cat and cow or some hip circles. Let this be your own practice, so whatever your body needs today, go ahead and do that. Good. Take a moment to send your hips back for child's pose. You can decide to stay here if you wish, or you can move your hands a little bit over to the right, coming off of your mat for a side body stretch. And then over to the left. Back to center, find me in a downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, bends at the knee, and then your option is to stay there or to flip your dog, bringing that right foot back. This is a nice back bend, so if you can do it, great. If not, just stay in your down dog. We're going to meet back in your downward dog and then find a pigeon pose. Right knee comes forward. You're trying to square your hips with the mat as much as you can. You can decide to stay upright like I am here, which really gets the hip flexors nice and stretched. Or you can also decide to hinge at your hips, deepening that stretch in your hips and your low back. So try out what feels good for you. Every body is different. Most importantly, try and keep your breaths nice and deep. Nice and slow, deep breaths. Ensure for oxygenation throughout your whole body. We're going to come upright into your pigeon pose. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck that right foot under and then find a downward dog. Pedal it out, and when you're ready, left leg reaches high. Opening at the hip, and option is stay here or option to flip your dog like I am doing. And this is a sort of advanced move, so if you're going to try, just progress slowly day by day. Alright, return back to your three-legged dog. And when you're ready, find pigeon pose here on that left side. Making sure that left heel is close to your right hip as much as possible. And again, play around here. Maybe this side feels a little different, so maybe you want to stay upright. Or you want to go down. Or even if you feel some tension in your quadricep muscle, you can bend that right knee and reach for your back foot. One or two more deep breaths to really get deep into the stretch before we release and move on. And then go ahead and unwind. Next thing we're going to do is a nice inner thigh stretch. So you can find a down dog or just drop onto your hips like I did. Open the legs wide, heels down, toes up, and then hinging at the hips, leaning forward. You can even drop your head to stretch those muscles behind the neck. Take any movements that feel natural. Maybe a gentle sway forward and back feels right. Or maybe you want to reach over towards the right leg for a couple of breaths. And of course, maybe you want to do the same thing on the left. Good. Meeting back and center. Now that we've rounded our back, let's do the opposite motion here. So what you're going to do is lay down, keeping your knees bent. Feet are flat and hip width apart, and we're going to bridge your hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, nice chest opener here. So we're stretching out the front of the body. Really squeeze your glutes and your thighs so you can lift as high as you possibly can. Good. Relax your hips down. And let's do some windshield wipers from side to side. We're going to go for a second round here. Option to do another bridge or do a wheel like I'm doing here. Or if you have a stability ball, and you're practicing towards going to this position, then I encourage you to use the ball first. Good. Slowly lower down with control. And now we're going to open the knees like a book so the bottoms of your feet touch. Arms can be wherever they feel the most comfortable. And at this point, just let gravity take over. Focus on those slow and deep breaths. Reach your arms high. And now we're going to stretch by bringing your left knee towards your chest. If you'd like, do a couple of circles or point and flex in the ankle joint. And then switch. Same thing on that right side. Good. When you're done, completely relax arms and legs. Mini Shavasana here. Let all remaining tension go in your body and in your mind. With your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, we're going to shift to the right and then shift to the left. And when you're ready, meet me back in a seated position. Good. Right arm up and over, side body stretch on one side. And then the other side. Both arms up high, and namaste.